Top 10 Fattest People. Number 1 weighs 1,300 jin, a human tank. Even sleeping is life-threatening. Number 10. Michael Hebrenko. In 1987, a New York City hospital needed to admit a massively overweight patient for forced weight loss treatment. Firefighters removed a wall at his home, and a crane lifted him safely inside a reinforced ambulance, finally getting him successfully to the hospital. The patient is Michael Hebrenko. From Brooklyn. He was obese as a child and topped 130 kilograms by 15. Overweight. He's mocked and shunned by others, so he seeks comfort only by overeating. After graduating, he took a pharma switchboard job to avoid people mostly. But at 21, coworker Madeline's love made him happier than ever. 3 years later, they married. Yet even happy marriage couldn't stop Hebrenko still gaining weight. As pharma branch manager, he was loved. When staff went for tea, they always brought him snacks. So he ate 3 or 4 lunches daily. In 1987, Hebrenko reached 450 kilograms, hospitalized for a heart attack, comatose. At bottom, Hebrenko tried to end his life, but his fingers were too fat to pull the trigger, so he abandoned it and lived on. Experience taught him weight loss matters, so he vowed to begin a new plan. Guided by Richard Simmons, Hebrenko revamped meals and stuck to his strict diet. In 1991, he dropped from 411 to 90, Guinness Record, a weight loss success story. He was invited to health and weight loss events to share experience and hard-earned lessons. After celebrating his win with a feast, he slipped back into binge eating, regained weight fast, and years later started over again. Jobless too. Over decades, Hebrenko repeatedly lost and regained weight in cycles, shedding more than 1,360 kilograms in all total. At 1.83 meters, he hit 499 kilograms at peak, nearly 5 baby elephants' weight. Despite setbacks, Hebrenko stayed upbeat until died in 2013 from obesity complications. Hebrenko's life teaches the need for sensible eating. When health is within reach, take his hands now. 9th. Iman Ahmed Abdi El-Adi. In 2017, 36-year-old Iman Ahmed Abdi El-Adi went out. A routine act for most. It sparked upheaval worldwide. Egypt air pilot Bassem Gohar revealed that due to Abdi El-Adi's excessive weight, the company used a crane to help her get into the aircraft cabin. Abdi El-Adi, an Egyptian woman, weighed nearly 5 kilograms at birth. Childhood elephantiasis caused limb swelling and mobility problems. Later, he suffered a stroke, leaving him bedridden long-term for years and causing diabetes, hypertension, and sleep apnea. Obese 36-year-old Abdi El-Adi hasn't left Alexandria home in 25 years. Cared for by mother and sister, he can't even use the toilet alone, needing family support to stand and walk a short way. This outing was Abdul Adi's first time outside in 25 years. Because of his health, many airlines before were wary, unwilling to risk flying him to India for treatment. Luckily, India's obesity expert Mafazal Lakdawala offered him free treatment today. Before Abdul Adi got this chance, he had visa trouble. India denied his medical visa, but after he tweeted Minister Sushma Swaraj in December 2016, it changed. With Swaraj's help, Abdul Adi finally got a medical visa to India for treatment. In February 2017, Abdul Adi went abroad to Safi Hospital in Mumbai, where Dr. Mafazal led endocrinology, pulmonary, cardiac, ICU, anesthesia, and bariatric experts who performed precise weight loss surgery, delivering improvement. Post-surgery, Abdul Adi spent months recovering in Mumbai. Plan included 2 operations to drop from 500 kilograms to under 103.5 years. Indian doctors helped Abdi El-Adi shed 325 kilos. May 4, 2017. He went to UAE for care. Sadly, despite all efforts, Abdul Adi died that September from complications. Without his congenital illness, he would have most wanted to live healthily. Number 8. Francis John Lang, a Florida-born American who must use a ventilator to sleep, otherwise risk dying suddenly anytime now. His appetite was astounding. One meal matched a normal person's whole day's food. Sunlight wakes him around 8 or 9. He checks the time and starts the day. He yanked off the blanket, fighting his own weight, then kicked the lamp. Even that felt hard. This man, Francis John Lang, weighed 538 kilograms. That massive weight made everyday movement extremely hard for him. Getting up left him breathless. When he struggled to rise, he sat on the bed to let his heart rate settle. You might find it hard to believe that early in his life, Francis was a soldier weighing only 68 kilograms, so why did his weight increase so dramatically? Francis blamed prescription drug abuse, especially a narcotic he chose, saying its side effects ruined his appetite control. Although unable to walk due to his excessive weight, Francis found a unique way to cope with his situation. He built a mobile home with a viewing window and toured the country, exhibiting himself at carnivals and fairs. He lay relaxed on an oversized round bed, using his body as a warning, telling curious onlookers drugs are harmful. Though obesity caused Francis serious health issues, he still chose to show them publicly, for all to see. His raw, heartfelt cry from pain. 7th. Carol Yeager. You might find it hard to believe that a person's weight could rival that of a small trailer. Yet this was the reality for Carol Yeager. Carol Yeager, who once held the record as the heaviest woman in history at 539 kilograms, was born in January 1960 in Flint, Michigan. She spent most of her life in Beecher, a town just 6 miles north of Flint. He gave media interviews and appeared on The Jerry Springer Show. Discussing obesity's roots, he cited childhood gender harm at home that left deep trauma. He insisted his eating was normal, yet childhood weight kept rising. Neighbors and classmates mocked him, but his appetite grew. Instead, he soothed himself by overeating for comfort. Carol craved weight loss, calling experts, hospitals, and clinics repeatedly for help. But hearing he weighed over 450 kilos, they hesitated, refused help. January 1993, 9 months unable to walk, Carol finally reached hospital in Flint. His trip to hospital was tough. At least 15 firefighters wrapped him in a tarp, slid him down mountain, then carefully laid him on the ambulance floor. 3 months of calorie cuts had Carol down 236 kilograms, biggest non-surgical loss recorded. But fate still didn't favor this poor woman. Records show that when Carol died in 1994, he weighed over 500 kilos, nearly twice his discharge weight, at just 34 years old. Number 6. Walter Hudson. For most people, a fall means standing up again. But a September 1987 mishap put Walter Hudson in peril, wedged in his bedroom doorway, unable to move. After a 4-hour rescue by the Hempstead Fire Department, they had to cut through the door frame to free him. Born in Brooklyn, New York, Hudson's father left when he was young, and he relied on food. He left home early to collect scrap for snack money and got used to eating late at night. In 7th grade, an accident broke Hudson's leg. He quit school, then finished high school by self-study. By 15, he weighed 160 kilos and chose long-term life at home. At 25, Hudson's family moved to Hempstead, Long Island, where he lived with his mother and siblings until her death in 1984. Severe agoraphobia and weight-limited mobility left him almost never leaving home. Each day he lay on a bed. Except for toilet and washing, he mostly read the Bible while family brought food. After an accidental fall, Hudson finally chose to slim down with his coach, comedian Dick Gregory. When Gregory's team tried weighing him, weightlifters helped. He exceeded the scale's 450 kg limit, and his weight was estimated at about 540 kilograms. Under Gregory, after 1 year, Hudson hit 240 kilograms in Sept 1988, losing almost 300 kg. First time in 18 years, He left home on his own. But Hudson's fear of leaving blocked further treatment, so Gregory ended his aid. Reports linked this to tension between Hudson's family and Gregory's care team. 1989. Hudson relapsed with bronchitis. Weight 91 kg. That year, Hudson and Anems, Alice co-founded a mail-order plus-size clothing firm, fell for a client, and engaged in 1991. Sadly, though successful in love and career, he died at home from heart disease, aged only 47 years. By his death, he'd regained most weight to 465 kilograms. Number 5. Robert Butler. Born in 1972, Robert Butler's life was overshadowed by severe obesity, bringing countless unimaginable hardships every single day. Robert's obesity didn't happen overnight. It grew from intertwined causes. First, genetics played a major role in shaping his weight gain. Second, his lifestyle worsened his obesity. Poor diet and little exercise made him gain weight each year steadily. Finally, underlying issues like endocrine imbalance worsened his obesity, reaching 544 kilograms. Robert's weight not only severely restricted his daily activities, but also made him a candidate for various chronic diseases. Hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease common in obesity appeared in Robert. Sadly, he died of sepsis at Eleanor Slater Hospital July 6, 2015, age 43. Sepsis is a reaction to infection. Obese patients like Robert risked death. After Robert died, moving his oversized body proved extremely hard, needing 2 fire departments, a special container, a crane, and a flatbed truck together. This incident showed that obesity isn't just personal health. It's a tough social problem we must tackle together. Medical care for obese patients poses many challenges. Because obese patients are large, devices and methods may fail. Custom gear or techniques are needed. Additionally, obesity patients have chronic illnesses, needing multidisciplinary teamwork for treatment and management. Number 4. Juan Pedro Franco. Juan Pedro Franco was a versatile guitarist. Yet for years he couldn't even cradle his guitar, because his weight had climbed to an almost unimaginable size for most people. Most 6-year-olds are still carried in arms, but Juan already weighed 63 kilos at 6, roughly the same as a full-grown adult man. After that, the number kept surging, rising higher month by month. With obesity common in Mexico, his family barely worried about his weight when he was little. Yet by 17, his weight already hit a shocking 228 kilograms. Worse still, he suffered a car crash, leaving him in a coma for months. Then pneumonia struck, keeping him bedridden through a year and a half. During this time, his weight ballooned out of control until he couldn't leave the bed, so he spent almost 10 years bedridden. November 2016. Odd plate. Huge size drew attention. Guadalajara clinic in Mexico will admit him for weight loss care. One was too heavy to walk, so he needed a custom frame for safe transport to the hospital safely. However, while planning treatment, they hit an issue. The bed was too small. The clinic estimated one at 501 kilos and specially refitted an extra-large hospital bed. Yet on the modified hospital bed, he still looked oddly cramped. Facing this dilemma, staff could only weigh him again, then resize the hospital bed to fit him. This weigh-in shattered records. He weighed in at 595 kilograms, with one nearly immobile. Burning calories through exercise just isn't feasible now, so the team chose surgery to cut stomach size, fixing the root cause. After surgery, one started a new diet and workout plan. By his 2019 Guinness World Records appearance, he dropped 1/3 of his weight, a welcome change, reminding us that health is our greatest wealth. Number 3. Manuel Uribe. In 2009, Discovery aired a similar documentary, The World's Heaviest Man Married. It sounded happy, but the marriage ended quickly too, blamed on Manuel Uribe's shocking weight. Manuel Uribe, born June 11, 1965, lived in Mexico. Weight was normal in youth. In his 20s it shot up, By 2002, he couldn't move, bedridden, cared for by his mother. 560 kilograms in 2006, 597 kilograms in 2007. Overweight. Manuel's daily life is brutal. He needs mom and friends to feed and bathe him. Obesity caused hypertension, diabetes, and other serious health problems. Despite hardships, Uribe remained hopeful. In 2007, he began weight loss with home doctor, dietitian, therapist. Uribe followed a strict low-carb diet and exercised moderately. Efforts worked. In 2008, he lost around 230 kilos. Despite weight loss, Uribe's health stayed fragile. He died May 26, 2014, in Monterrey, Mexico, of liver failure and heart problems after long-term obesity complications. Age 48. Second, Khalid Shari. Weight is personal. Dieting's a choice. Yet this severely obese Saudi man was ordered by the king to slim down. Why? Khalid Shari, born 1991, has been severely obese since childhood. Teen weight surged, reaching 610 kilograms in 2013. This not only made him one of the heaviest people ever recorded, but also put him in a serious health crisis. Obesity left Shari unable to move, bedridden, needing care from family, caregivers. Khalid Shiali's parents normal. Brother 150 kilograms. Sister 100 kilograms. August 2013. Khalid was immobile from obesity and trapped at home. Saudi King Abdullah ordered the health ministry to rescue him. Saudi medics, Air Force, Civil Defense flew him by modified plane from his southern home to King Fahd Hospital for treatment. After 3 months, Khalid had shed 170 kilos. Yet despite this, he still faced challenges. Years of extreme obesity caused irreversible harm. Needs medical care. Khalid's case underscores worsening obesity in Saudi Arabia and across the Gulf. UN figures put adult obesity at 35.2% in Saudi Arabia and 42.8% in Kuwait, showing how many people need sensible diet and exercise plans. Number 1. John Brower Minnick. Imagine someone heavier than a polar bear? Yes, he was the world's heaviest man on record. John Brower Minnick. Hard believe. His body held 408 kilograms of fluid. Born in 1941, John was overweight from childhood. By 12, he weighed 133 kilograms and gained yearly. In 1978, John was rushed to hospital with severe heart and breathing failure, weighing 650 kilos. However, the reason for his extreme obesity was not just poor eating habits. Doctor diagnosed John with edema, fluid buildup trapped between his cells. Endocrinologist Robert Schwartz estimates John carried 408 kilos of excess fluid total. John topped 600 kilos, and doctors struggled. It took a dozen firefighters to get him safely to hospital. At the hospital, John was so huge a standard bed wouldn't fit. They pushed 2 together to barely hold him. When changing his diaper, it took 13 nurses working together to roll him over. In 16 months hospitalized, John lost 419 kilograms via treatment, dieting. After recovering and leaving the hospital, he married a wife weighing just 50 kilos, breaking the record for largest marital weight gap ever. Still, weight failed him. In 1981, John hit 432 kilos back again. Despite rescue attempts, John sadly died 2 years later at age 41. To lay John to rest, 11 people hauled his casket to Mount Pleasant Cemetery, and it alone took up 2 plots. For John, much of his weight gain came from illness. For most people, controlled diet and exercise wisely, and good health is close. That's it for this episode. Of today's 10 fattest people worldwide, which one really stuck with you most after these stories? Tell us in the comments below.